Good evening, everyone. Good evening. It is Monday, May 6th, 2019. I'm Dave. This is Let's Have a Chat. Let's have a chat about sports and leadership. Because it is Monday, and I like doing sports and leadership on Monday because the weekend is packed full of sporting events, and this past weekend was no exception. It was the Running of the Roses. It was the Kentucky Derby, and boy, what a race! What a race! It was a muddy race, so you knew something was going to happen. And folks, if you follow racing, horse racing, uh, you'll know what I'm talking about. And if you don't follow horse racing, folks, this is just one of those classic examples of when it's muddy, something's gonna happen. And sure enough, it was muddy. It was fantastic. It was ugly. It was just mud, and it was awesome. But something did happen. In this case, the horse that was supposed to have won, the one that came first across the finish line, did not win. The horse that came in second did win. And how did that happen? Well, it got disqualified. Maximum Security was disqualified. Maximum Security had the lead, took the lead, maintained the lead, and then there was some little shift. No, he didn't start off with the lead. My apologies. He started off, there was some shifting he did on one of the back turns, and he kind of ended up causing another horse. He kind of got out of his lane, caused another horse to bump into another horse and kind of turn things a little sideways there. But he was disqualified for that, for causing that to happen. Now, it's one of those rarities because, again, these are animals, and you understand that animals will do what animals will do. The jockeys can only control their animals, in this case the horses, they can only do so much with them. They have their own minds, they have their own way of doing things. And so for that to happen, luckily nobody fell because it was muddy. That was the one thing that I was afraid of. Somebody was going to fall and break a leg, and what happens with horses when they break a leg? Yes, they have to put them down. And I just recently found out why, because again, horses don't recover well, or sometimes don't recover right from broken legs. Sometimes it just doesn't work. They never truly recover, and they end up in more pain than what it's worth, and especially for the animals to actually put them down. So, I mean, there's been those rare exceptions, but it does happen, and that's why they do it. So that was the far end of what might have happened. But either way, the stewards, STEWARD, the stewards of the race, they went ahead, reviewed it, and just said, nope, that's it, disqualified. And a 65-1 odds horse called Country House became the winner. And talk about a payout. 65-1. It was like 100 and something for first place, 120 something dollars, but 65-1 odds going into that race. That was wow. Unfortunately, my money was on Code of Honor. Code of Honor came in second, so it placed. So it was win, place, show. Anyway, so what does this all have to do with leadership? It has to do a lot with leadership because, one, it shows you that even though you think you might have won the race, you didn't. You didn't. Are you doing everything that you can to ensure that your team is going to win? Are you doing everything you can to ensure your people are going to win? Are you doing everything you can to ensure your family is going to win? And you still don't know until the very end. And then even then, they still didn't know. I mean, they were starting to celebrate, but it wasn't official. And then it dragged on, and it's like, okay, what's going on? And then boom, then that's when the bad news dropped for Maximum Security. But the good news for Country House, the horse. So again, it just goes to show that even though you think everything's in a bag, everything's sealed up, everything is nice, neatly packaged and ready to go, on a dime, things can turn, things can change. And if you're not prepared for that change, then you're going to get what you deserve. Now, I understand, like I said, we can put the blame on the animals because they are what they are. But even then, was the conditions, was the jockey able to handle those conditions? What happened? What caused it? Either way, it came out to the disadvantage of Maximum Security, that's the name of the horse, and to the advantage of Country House. Now, again, maintaining that mindset of always being prepared for change, always accepting change, and knowing that change is just one hoof print away, one length away, one horse length away. It's going to happen. It's coming. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And this past weekend, this past Saturday evening, it was when. And there you got to see it. You got to see all that work, all that training, all that practice, all that fanfare and everything just to be taken away at the last, I mean, after the fact, not the last moment, but after the fact, after the race was run, after the race was won, it was taken away. So being prepared for that and adjusting for that. Now, that's what happens as leaders. You have to be prepared and adjust. But now what happens to this horse? Well, guess what? Because he was disqualified, he does not qualify for the Preakness. And the Preakness was the next one in line for the Triple Crown, because there's the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont Stakes, and he does not qualify for the Preakness, so that takes care of that. But wishing Country House and Code of Honor and all the other horses that did qualify for the Preakness, good luck. The jockeys, everybody, again, getting up on that horse, getting back up there and training and doing and making it happen. That's what it's all about, folks. That's what it's all about. And obviously, why do you get back up there? Because you're training to prepare for something that's going to happen. Change is coming. So let's get ready for it. Let's make it happen. It is Monday evening. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I hope everyone is ready to go. It's Monday, so we've kind of finished the workday. And I do hope everyone else is ready for the rest of the week. It's going to be an interesting week here. I'm going to be moving around here because, again, the studios need to change. But that's for later on this week. In the meantime, I will talk to you tomorrow. And tomorrow's about in the news. And man, is there already a lot of stuff in the news for a Monday. So a lot of it's a carryover from last week. But there'll be some things we'll talk about. And definitely it's all going to impact because it all means change. And that's the impact. So until tomorrow, have a great evening. Have a great rest of your day tomorrow. And I will talk to you Tuesday evening. Take it easy.